alone. My mom suggested declaring bankruptcy, and I told them I was going to the police. My mom said not to do that because they wouldn't take it seriously. When I told her I was doing it anyway, she hinted that she might have to call DCFS on me. My 2-year-old burned himself on a hot pan earlier this year. It was a simple ER visit, and I was told accidents happen. He's fine. Regarding an unsafe home, I think I'm still going to the police because declaring bankruptcy would make it impossible to buy a house. I just needed to vent and I'm looking for any advice. Update 2 months later. I filed my police report the same day as my first post. The officer and I talked for probably 20 minutes, and I printed out a statement from the bank. I spoke with a detective a couple of days later for another 20 minutes. Fast forward about 2.5 weeks, and my dad called to say my mom had been arrested. He said an officer and a detective showed up at their house asking to speak with her. When she went onto the porch, they grabbed her and arrested her. The detective, the same one I had talked to, explained they had a warrant. My mom has never been in trouble with the law in her life, and she got arrested on a felony. They tried talking to her, and she immediately requested a lawyer. They stopped asking questions but didn't let her see a lawyer right away. My dad was furious, but the detective told him to have a lawyer go down to the county jail in the morning before she went to the judge. The next morning, apparently, she and the lawyer talked, and she was released in the afternoon with a new court date. About a week later, I got a call from DCFS requesting to meet with me about my son. I had nothing to hide, so I agreed. We spoke for about half an hour at my apartment, and I explained the situation. She seemed understanding and told me there were no obvious issues. She just had to follow up on a report. I will say, if I'm ever in trouble, I'm hiring her lawyer. The case was dismissed at her next court date in late September. The detective called me the next day and explained that the state attorney believed they wouldn't be able to prove beyond a reasonable doubt that she intentionally stole my identity. He said he figured it was a BS reason because he had documents from the bank and loan company. He mentioned that the state attorney drops a lot of cases, even open and shut ones, especially when they're not